And we have tools for agents if you have listings. We have tools for agents if you don't have listings. Either way, if you want to get buyer leads or seller leads, you've got a lot of ways. Uh, some tools are online, some tools are on social media, some tools are in print, some tools are on Google, some you can copy and paste and blast in your own CRM. So there's a lot of different directions to capture leads, which means there's a lot of different quality of leads as well. Some places are easier to capture leads, they're not as high of quality, and some places are harder to get leads, but the quality is high. And then, of course, the cost of a lead is different, right? Cost of a lead on Facebook is different from Google and in print and all this and that.
Okay.
So I think the thing to think of is when it comes to having like an advertising strategy, there should be a lot of elements in it. There are some agents that are just like, yeah, all I do is run ads on Facebook, and that's all I do, or I do whatever I do, and it's like one thing. In our platform, like I mentioned, there's tools for multiple directions. So when it comes to your listings could land here automatically. We can auto post to your social media. All these tools that we see here, if we click market listing, these are all the tools that we create. So the first thing we tell you is, hey, create a Facebook and Instagram ad. If you've got a listing, that's the fastest, cheapest way to get buyer leads. Social media post is a free post that we do automatically on your social media accounts. This also captures leads, but it's pre-written, has landing pages behind it. It's solid. Um, Tools for the homeowner. Nearby homeowner letter is the top tool to get more listings. So kind of circle prospecting with your current listing. E-flyer for your database, so you can copy and paste and blast on your CRM. We create single property websites, virtual tours, a whole open house marketing toolkit, listing flyers, postcards. So everything that I'm blasting through here has call to actions. It has URLs. So offer even these postcards have the ability for somebody to say, hey, that's going to affect your home value. On one side, this home is for sale. Go check it out. On the other side, that's going to affect your home value. So, print's been around longer than the internet, but realtors have no concept of ROI on print because most realtors have no call to actions built into print. And that's really our whole focus is whatever you're doing as a realtor, you're going to see call to actions all over the platform. We do have ad software built into the system from Facebook and Instagram, and also from Google. Google is an add-on, but either way, if you're using just Facebook and Instagram, which is smart for buyers, it's just 2 clicks. So you say, hey, I want to create a listing ad, a landing page ad, or a PDF guide ad, or custom if you want. But if you're just marketing a home that's for sale, you choose the property that you want to market and you click create an ad, and we write the ad. We're using what's called Facebook lead form. So all these leads are coming in with name, email, and phone number pre-populated by the Facebook profile. So our clients really like those kinds of leads because they can follow up with them. That's what I just am showing you right here is, I think, the fastest, easiest way to get a buyer in today's market is a Facebook ad. It's also the cheapest way. If you want listings, you can use a lot of different tools like landing pages or PDF, but also you might want to buy the add-on, which is $30 a month for our Google software, because then you can run an ad on Google. Do you run ads on Google?
Yes, we have pay per click, we have direct connect, Facebook,
Uh-huh.
some on Instagram.
Uh-huh. So are you doing those then for Alina, or are
No,
you
currently we're using Ylopo. The issue is that we're getting, let's say, 30 leads a month, or
Mhm,
maybe more or less,
mhm.
but none of them are answering the calls, none of them are responding to anything, so they're not basically quality leads, and that's what's worrying us.
Yeah. Plus they charge a lot. Do you know what you're paying for 30 leads?
Each lead is about $10, I think.
Yeah, they have a weird, they have a very expensive process of charging for per leads. But yeah, this is Google. So just so you know, like our platform costs $60 a month. If you run a $50 ad, that's going to charge your credit card on Facebook for $50. We don't take a percentage. We're not charging a premium. But on Google, we do charge an extra $30 a month just to use our software. So if we want to do like a landing page thing here, like on, what is your home worth in Orlando, we click here. And if you are familiar, Ylopo may look similar to this, but we have Google software here. We put a $50 a day budget. That's charging your credit card directly on your Google account. You would have to type in if you got an Orlando page or if you got a Miami page. You can create unlimited landing pages. You just click that button, and everything that you would need if you've ever done one by hand, all this stuff that you have to do by hand, we are setting up automatically. So you don't need to click into advanced options, but if you're just curious how we're doing it, that's how we're doing it. If you click on view a link, well, now, we're going to show you what landing page we're driving people to, right? So I know that one of the reasons that people come to us is just the cost of leads from Ylopo is kind of ridiculous. So Ylopo it's got a solid CRM, but that's probably not the place where you want to advertise with. And so we're kind of top of funnel. We have lots of different landing pages, lots of different ways to capture leads. If you want to drop it in Ylopo, you want to drop it in Follow Up Boss, you want to drop it in Chime, whatever. But even Chime is a little bit like Ylopo, where they charge a lot for the marketing, spend. Ours is very cheap.
And you told me you guys are top of the funnel. Like, in how long will we get a first sale? Or normally your clients, how long does it take to get a lead to be a buyer?
That all depends, I mean, we're not doing like super qualified leads here. You know what I mean? We don't have any kind of algorithm to make these leads super awesome. But I can tell you, our clients are out there running ads every day of the week.
Hi, my name is Lauren Wiley. I'm a realtor in.
This lady 2 months ago in Maryland runs one $35 open house ad for $35 in 7 days, has 3 active buyers, and has 1 listing from 1 ad in Maryland. It's not your market. But if you just go to our video page here, you're going to hear that kind of story over and over from agents. So Facebook ads are good, but there are other places to get higher quality leads. So the question of how quickly somebody is going to convert, it's a little bit, I mean, I don't even try to answer, because if I've got 10 different agents that I'm talking to, you've got 10 different processes of how you're going to convert a lead. And most agents don't even bother to put any energy in converting a lead. But clearly that lady has closed, 3 buyers from 1 ad for $35. So she probably only had 10 leads. You know what I mean? It's about $3 a lead for buyers on Facebook. So she's got 1 listing and 3 active buyers. And if I go look at these stories, of these other people talking, this lady's got 15 leads overnight and she's talking to 2 of them already. And the stories just go on and on, but that's just the Facebook side of things, right? There are other tools in our system. We have 80 PDF guides. An agent is branded on every page of every guide. 40 of them are for homeowners. Another 40 of them are for home buyers. You can even market them in Spanish if you want, right? And if you wanted to run an ad on Facebook, the ad would be written in Spanish. But we've also, when you click that marketing button, you're going to see that you've got print postcards for these, you have landing pages for these, you have QR codes, all driving people to get this report, right? And Alina would be on every page of every report. So just a lot of marketing content that's available, for you in that aspect. Landing pages we mentioned earlier, but you have unlimited landing pages basically. And you should have a landing page for every town that you're trying to build a business in. And if you're where are you in Miami?
Yeah, we're in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, so you might have landing pages for specific parts of Miami, right? Because Miami is huge, and I would imagine price points are different in certain neighborhoods. Yeah, and the rest, we have really great social content. We have a client review if Alina is capturing, reviews somewhere. We have a great way to showcase them that ties in our listings, and we populate, the system there. So we populate the reviews on the appropriate tools. What I sent you while we were chatting is an email. So I want to kind of describe that to you. Let's see here. I sent this to you. And it says, hey, go check out our YouTube channel. So the thing is, we do live training every week on our platform. And we record it every time we do a class. And that is all right here on this page that we were looking at earlier. And there are 3 titles that I tell you to look at, and I would definitely recommend that you look at them. One is Get Started, which is recorded 8 days ago. Top Tools, this Facebook and Google ads right here. And then Top Tools to get more listings. Now, we rotate these, so every 2 weeks we're doing these classes. It's good to watch a couple versions because I don't repeat myself, exactly like a robot. There's usually something new that we've launched or delivered. So we're always adding more tools to this. But if you want more listings, you probably should use the top tools that get more listings. If you want to start a new account with us, you definitely want to watch Get Started because it tells you, here's how you turn everything on, right? And then if you want to understand our Facebook and Google stuff, I think if you're doing it through YLocal, you'll understand that ours is easy and more cost effective than YLocal.
Okay, yeah, like what she's mostly worried about, I would say, is going another 2 months and having no qualified leads,
Yeah.
and basically no sales from the CRMs or the lead generators that we're paying.
Yeah, I understand. I can't guarantee you that you're going to generate, well, I can almost guarantee you can generate leads, but I'm assuming you're going to dig your hands in here and figure out how to generate leads to our system. But closing leads is a different matter, and every state is kind of different. It's not the same market all the way across the country. But we definitely have people closing business right now using our tools and closing leads.
And how much do you think would be like a good amount to spend in order to get good qualified leads monthly?
Are you trying to get buyers or sellers?
Both. We would prefer sellers.
Okay. Yeah, you can get buyers if you have listings. So, how I mentioned in the beginning, like we have ways of getting listings or leads from print, from social media, and from Google. I'm going to say, and I don't know exactly, but on Google, and maybe a seller lead probably costs $20 to $30. Does that sound correct to you?
I wouldn't know actually.
Okay. In Dallas, they cost 30. In Pennsylvania, they cost 20. And in Ohio, they cost 17, 15. So I'm going to assume yours is an expensive competitive market, closer to 30 per lead, right? So if you want 10 Google leads, you would probably want to spend $300, right? If you're thinking about Facebook and buyer leads, those are about $3 each, maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
Okay, so in average, to start with you guys, like the first 2 months, what do you recommend we invest in it? Like in order to be able to throw some calculator around and see how much we would be saving with YLocal instead of this or this instead of
Sure.
white local?
Well, what I think you need to do you have any listings right now?
Yes, we do.
You do. Have you, so there's a tool here. Let me show you. It's called a nearby homeowner letter. This thing works like gangbusters. It's a simple piece of paper, which means it's difficult to get into the market, right? That means you're going to have to download it like I just did right now. You're going to have to print off 100 or 200 copies. And it's going to say, hey, we got a home for sale in Miami. Go check it out. That's going to affect your home value. Go get your free home value, right? So this is a piece of paper that you mail to an area. And this is a little bit of work behind it, because what you really want to do to get the most value out of this is find yourself a list of homeowners in Miami, right? And you get that from like RedX or Remine or HomeSnap, and you buy a list of like 1,000 or however many. Some people are buying 5,000, 10,000 lists. It's a list of homeowners, right? And then you mail a letter like this out every 2 weeks, right? We've got something just listed. We got something just sold. Now, how you get that in the market, if you're doing it yourself, maybe that costs $100 per mailing. If you go pay another company, maybe it's 150 or a little more or a little less. This does not generate 50 leads. If you mail 100, it generates like 5. But the reality of what's going on here is you're mailing a piece of paper to a neighborhood, and somebody's got to open that thing, walk to their own computer, type in that wacky address, and then land here and give you their address and email address. There's very few people who will do that. And those people are people who are very interested in the value of their home. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that's our number one tool for getting high quality listing leads. Our clients convert these leads faster than any Facebook lead and any Google lead, right? Facebook and Google are cheap to get. They're easy to get, but they don't convert fast. And so if you're trying to figure out how am I going to close business, you want to figure out how you can get this letter into your market. Okay. Our best clients will mail, if they've got a listing, they'll mail this out and say, hey, it's just listed. And when it's sold, they'll say, hey, it's just sold. Every time it's always going to have a URL pointing, saying that's affecting your home value. So I would recommend you get that out at least once a month. And if you just ballpark it, that maybe it's $150 to get 100 pieces out, right? If you've got properties that you have sold, like in the past 60 days, get them inside the system and run a sold ad, just like I'm doing here. This property is for sale. Let me go find a property that's sold real quick. Sold leads cost $6 to $7 each. So if you're trying to figure out a budget for Facebook for listing leads, one thing you want to do is run a sold ad. And you do it by changing the status to sold. And you can see here, it says, hey, this home is sold. That's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your free home value. Leads like this often cost $6 to $7 each. It could be more in Miami. It could be less in Miami. I don't know. We have a $50 ad here. Every time Facebook gives you a lead, it's going to chew off $6 or $7 or whatever the cost per lead is. And you just click this button right here to do that. Okay, so if you spent, I would really tell you to probably spend $200 a month on Facebook. That's a $50 ad every week for 7 days, 7-day ad, just like this, $50 ad. Do that once a week. If you divide 200 by 7, what's that about? Almost 30 leads, seller leads,
Yeah.
right? Now, I don't know, salary could cost a little more, a little less, but this is a good, cheap way to get listing leads, right? And then I would also tell you to get, let's go to the ad section, to run a Google ad. right? So if you're, and the difference between the way that we do it here and the way that Chime and Ylopo do it is the first step to run an ad on Facebook and on Google is to connect to your business page, right? So connect to your Facebook business page and connect to your Google business account. It doesn't matter so much on Google, but it does matter on Facebook because they are every ad is sponsored by Alina or whatever, her office, right? Whereas in Ylopo, it's just sort of this generic thing, and that's why the quality of those leads can be a little bit random. But here, there are two kinds of ads to get listings: a landing page ad, like what is your home worth, or a PDF guide, right? I mentioned that there are 40 for homeowners. I mentioned that, Alina is on every page of every one of these, but you can just decide whatever one you want to do. Here's one: divorce and real estate, right? You can just create it here. I'm gonna assume maybe somebody might be getting a divorce in Miami, this year. So you just type in Miami, right? And we've already put the keywords there. And if you know that these leads cost, I'm just going to give you a number which is not exact, is $30 a lead. You can kind of do the math, right? If you spend $300, you're going to get 10 leads. So there's that mixture of print has high quality leads. It's slower, right? And it's more time consuming. You might, a lot of our clients, if they mail out 100 pieces, they get 5-10 leads if they're lucky, right? But these are super high quality leads because somebody had to take a piece of paper to their own computer and go through that. On Google, these are high quality leads because people are asking a question, right? They're asking, 86% of all searches begin on Google. So somebody is asking a question about their home and you have a solution, right? If they click on this, they've got to, if they want to download this report, they got to give you their contact information. So those are the three ways of getting listings in my mind.
Okay, one last question. If we start with you guys, like how long would it take to implement everything and start running it?
You remember that call I was mentioning over here that's called Get Started?
Mm-hmm.
You want to watch that before you sign up. And if you watch that, you'll notice that the first 15 minutes talk about how to turn this thing on. It's actually about a 5-minute process, but it takes longer because I'm answering questions and I talk a lot. So, but if you watch that video, you will have your account probably live, completely set up in about 10 minutes. You can then pull your listings in. We do automatically sweep them in, but sometimes it takes an hour or two. But if you want to like, hey, I want to get my listings in now, or what I would definitely recommend is if you've sold anything in the past 2 months, that you manually add it because we won't be able to sweep that in and run sold ads on Facebook. So if you're just putting some basic, listings together, that might take you a few minutes. To run an ad on Facebook for a sold property takes you about 60 seconds. So you could have leads in like 24 to 48 hours. It just depends on what you're trying to do, right?
Okay.
Obviously, yeah, account setup is really fast. Getting a few listings in there. I would recommend you get sold ones in there because running sold ads is the cheapest way of getting listing leads on Facebook. Get the nearby homeowner letter out. If you want, you can do postcards and stuff like that, and those are a little cheaper. But there is, I think you can test those things out if you want. But you connect Facebook, it takes just about a minute to connect Facebook, and you can be running an ad very quickly, and the same is true for Google.
Okay. Vincent, could you please send me this recording to our joint email so Alina can watch it as well? I'm pretty sure she'll be interested in watching it as well.
Sure. Yep. And you already have the other email, which has the link to this channel, so check that out. And if you go to the homepage, you'll see like,
Hi, my name is Lauren Wiley. I'm a real.
You'll see all these people coming in the past month or two telling you what's going on. So it'll give you some sense of, your question of, is this working? Right. I don't know if anybody here is in Florida. My guess is that probably one or two of these people are. But I'll get this recording up online, and then I'll email it to you.
Okay. Thank you very much then.
Okie doke. Thanks for your time.
Have a great day. Bye bye.